So I know we're all looking at destinations for our travel plans for 2025, and I just went to Cartagena, Colombia in August, and let me tell you, I had the best time ever. The food, the people, the views. I mean, I could go on and on. I read all the reviews for the hotels, restaurants, excursions, so you don't have to. Let me help you plan an amazing trip to Cartagena, Colombia. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sadia. My goal is to travel the world while working my 9 to 5 until one day I don't have to. But until then, I'm here to share my travel journeys and some tips to help you make your trips even better. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe and let's get into the video. Let's start off with time of year. Cartagena is warm and sunny all year round, but there are two seasons, the dry season and the rainy season. The dry season goes from December to April, and the rainy season is from May to November-ish. I would say that if you go during the rainy season, you can save a couple $100. During the rainy season, it does not rain all day. It'll rain for maybe an hour on and off and then stop, and then it won't rain for the rest of the day. Not let the rainy season stop you from going. If you want to go during that time, I highly recommend going. Flights are super affordable. They range anywhere between $300 to $400 from most major US cities, LA, New York, Chicago, you name it. I definitely wouldn't worry when booking flights. You can book through some websites like Skyscanner or Skiplagged for last minute deals. You book through your credit card like Capital One if you have that. I booked my flight through there, or directly through the airline. There's so many options, but flights are generally really affordable to Cartagena. Required documents. If your stay is going to be 90 days or less, you will not need a visa if you are from the United States. If you plan on staying longer than that, then you'll definitely need a visa. Another form that was required was called this checkmate form. If you need it, I'm going to put the link in the description. So you can fill out the form 72 hours before your trip or up to 1 hour before. This form is also required for early check-in. If you don't fill out the form, you won't be able to proceed with the online check-in because it will ask you to upload this form. This form was difficult to fill out. I recommend that you fill it out on your laptop using Google Chrome. I think that was what worked for me, so try that. If you have a question, just let me know and I will try my best to help you. For getting around, just stick to Uber or taxi. Uber and taxi is so cheap. Like, you could get rides around Cartagena for $5 US or even less in some cases. Just take an Uber or taxi. That's gonna be the best bet. And for your Ubers, please do not pay in cash. Uber in Colombia allows you to pay in cash. I highly recommend just paying with your credit card, because when you pay in cash, the Uber driver might say that you didn't pay, and this is what happened on our trips.
What? It said my payment failed. How? You gave him $20,000. I did. Dispute that. He said, it says 9,900 will be due on your next trip. But how? You gave 20,000. He lied.
So to avoid that happening, just pay with your credit card. So let's talk about safety. There are so many misconceptions about safety in Colombia because of its past, but I can assure you it's so safe. There's so many people walking around all day. There are so many people walking around all night. Just exercise normal safety precautions as you would at home. If you're going home from a night out, take an Uber or taxi back if you're alone, and don't walk in any place where it's not lit. I will say I met someone who did have an experience basically forced to take money out of the ATM. So just to avoid that happening, do not walk alone at night. Take an Uber or taxi. Saving that $5 is not worth your life. So just take an Uber or taxi, please. Thank you. Thank you. Let's talk accommodations. There's so many different options for different styles of travels and budgets. There's hotels, Airbnbs, and hostel. For the sake of this video and for my channel, we are mostly going to be talking about hotels. I just prefer a hotel, and I'll just explain why, because the hotels most likely or most cases have security. The hotel that we stayed at has security. Before coming in at night, they ask you to verify your name and your room number, so no one is just coming into the hotel. I recommend staying at the Bastion Luxury Hotel. I loved this hotel. It's in the middle of Cartagena in El Centro, so close to the walled city. There's so many restaurants and bars nearby. I read so many reviews for the hotels, and I tell you that this is probably the best. It's luxury, but it's still affordable. I wouldn't even bother looking at any other options. The hotel staff was so friendly. I felt so safe at the hotel. The food was amazing. They have complimentary breakfast. There's like a buffet style, and then they also have an a la carte menu that you could order from for free, no additional charge. So definitely, if you are gonna go to Cartagena, just stay at the Bastion Luxury Hotel. Don't waste your time looking at any other hotel. That's the best one. Let's talk currency. In Colombia, they use Colombian pesos. One US dollar is about 4,000 Colombian pesos. Honestly, if currency is not your strongest suit, math, all of that, just download the currency app. I'm gonna show you guys the app that I used. I would pull this app up at restaurants, look up the prices of food on the menu. I would look up the prices like in malls and make sure like, is this too expensive or something like that? So just download the currency app. You can't go wrong. So the official language of Colombia is Spanish. In most touristy areas, you will find people that speak English. But if you speak Spanish or know a little bit, I would definitely try to practice. Your effort is always appreciated. I definitely put in my effort. I mean, I do speak Spanish and I tried my best to speak it. Don't let the language barrier be something that stops you from going, because there's definitely so many people that speak English in touristy areas.
What is the name of the fruit?
Is this coconut? Am I guessing maracuya? Guava.
No.
It looks like this is guessing.
No coconut, no maracuya. What is it?
I have no idea.
Totumo.
There's so many people speak English, so don't worry about that at all. Okay, food is so affordable and food is so good. I compiled a list of some of the most popular restaurants in Cartagena. I'm gonna show it on the screen here so you guys can feel free to screenshot that and check out some of the restaurants. We went to La Mulata and Cande Cartagena. La Mulata is one of Shakira's favorite restaurants in Cartagena, and we really enjoyed that restaurant. And then we also went to Cande Cartagena that has live performances, and the food was amazing. I had a great time. I highly recommend checking out both of those restaurants, and I definitely recommend doing a street food tour so that way you can try a bunch of typical Colombian foods and sweets and treats without like having to pay at like different restaurants. Like you get to try so many things all in one go. I will put the link in the description of which tour that I went on. The tour guide was amazing. The food was amazing. I cannot say enough about it. So for nightlife, it's very fun. There's so many hookah bars. There's so many just bars in general, clubs, lounges. I put together a list of all of the most popular bars and lounges in Cartagena. I did go to a few of them. And I would say honestly, for the nightlife, my biggest tip is, even though it says that the bars close at 3 or 4, I was thinking that we could show up at like 12 or 1. Don't do that. Most people actually are going on the earlier end, so go at 11. If you go late, like that's still fine too. I feel like it'll just be really crowded and hard for you to like approach the bar. That's what I've noticed, especially in like one of the most popular clubs in Cartagena, Al Químico. It made it on the list of 50 best bars across the world. If you're gonna go there, go early. I went, it was like fighting and clawing to reach the bar, so just go earlier. So for activities, there's so many different things you can do. There are food tours, cruises, dance classes, cooking classes, rum tasting classes. There's so many things you can do. We did the sunset cruise, $24 per person. It was definitely worth it. They gave us free drinks and we had quick light bites, played nice music. Someone got proposed to. That was really beautiful and sweet. It was a nice moment to see. We got to see Cartagena by night, which I really loved seeing. It was great views. It was a good time. Okay, so let's talk about the excursions. So the most popular excursions are the Palenque tour, island hopping, and the volcano mud experience. I chose the island hopping tour. There's a lot of islands off the coast of Cartagena, and you can go to each island and have like food there. There's music and bars and things like that, so you can enjoy that. Palenque tour. So Palenque is a city that's about 50 miles north of Cartagena, and it was founded by slaves that escaped. So to go there, you'll learn a lot about the history And lastly, the volcano mud experience. I didn't really look so much into this one because I wouldn't want to be in any mud. I mean, I guess it could be fun. Honestly, looking back, I wish that like I just maybe went to the beach in Boca Grande because I'm not like a swimmer or anything like that. The island hopping, I feel like it took so much of the day because it is an 8-hour excursion. And looking back, I just wish that I had that time to explore more of Cartagena, like the city, rather than being on the island hopping tour. So that's just something I would keep in mind. Hopefully this was helpful and hopefully you'll have a better idea of how to plan your trip. I mean, I basically just planned everything for you. I told you where to stay. I'm giving you all of the tips for the restaurants, the nightlife, and what else? I think that's mostly everything. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me and I'll definitely get back to you. If you want to see what Cartagena is like, you can watch my Cartagena vlog. I had such an amazing time. When I miss it, I'm just gonna go rewatch that vlog and kind of relive it until I'm able to go back. So I hope you travel to Cartagena soon. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please help me retire from my corporate life, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.